guys, how are you? My name is Renata. Welcome back to my channel where we're gonna learn by drinking. And on today's episode, I'm gonna talk about a grape and a wine that it's really interesting and I came to like a lot. This grape is usually used for blending with other grapes because they support them and give them character. But once you find a single variety bottle, I swear you're gonna love it. So go ahead and try to find one. We're gonna talk about Cabernet Franc. So Cabernet Franc is of course related and family with Sauvignon Blanc and Cabernet Sauvignon. It comes from the same family and it's mainly produced in Loire Valley in France. This grape, it's the main supporter for Bordeaux wines. It's always blended with Merlot or with Cabernet Sauvignon for giving this character support to the wines. And it's also blended in Italy, which is the second producer, and the third producer is California. So the beauty about this wine is that it's high in acidity and high in tannins, but always keeping the fruitiness and the velvet touch that that characterizes it. So on the nose, we're gonna smell strawberry a lot, chili, like chili peppers, plum, like a red plum, like gravel, like crushed gravel. And also on the back of the nose, you're gonna still smell a little bit of the green pepper, which characterizes the Cabernet Sauvignon. And on the palate, it's a high acidity wine, high tannins, medium alcohol, I will say medium, and medium fruitiness. What is perfect that it's not that high in alcohol is that you can pair it with a lot of things. For example, with barbecue, or maybe with legumes like lentils, or a dish of beans like kidney beans, a big concentrated dish. But also you can pair it with appetizers and single things like olives, or maybe some chives, or maybe some cheeses, for example, with cheeses. And I would say it's one of the few red wines that I totally recommend to pair with fish. This wine will pair beautifully with fish. Cabernet Franc aged really good. If you drink one that's young, it will really have all the characteristics of Cabernet Franc, but maybe the tannins are gonna be a little graspier and aggressive. So you might have to wait between 10 and 15 years of aging of this wine to totally experience the enormous characteristics of these wines and to have them in the expression that they deserve. It's not a wine that needs food. So that's amazing because few wines are drinkable without food. But the bad thing about this wine also is that it's really hard to find on a single varietal. Because I was telling you, you always find it in few percentages of other wines. For example, usually you're gonna find this wine in a small percentage of other wines, like a Bordeaux. It's gonna be like maybe between 5 or 10% of a Bordeaux blend. But on its own, as I was saying, it's hard to find, but it's beautiful. So I totally recommend you to try these ones. The one that I'm having today is Clos de Nell, 2015 of Anjou. And it's really expressing what I mentioned about the characteristics of the Cabernet Franc. So please go ahead, and if you find one, buy 1 or 2 or 3 bottles because they're really hard to get their hands through. And cheers guys, I hope you like this video, and please don't forget to subscribe and tell your friends about my channel. And if you need me to speak about, like, if you want to learn about certain grapes, certain wines, certain regions or whatever, just let me know. And see you next episode.